Well, hello and welcome back to the DMCA Chess Academy, to my YouTube channel Chess Melody. I'm going to show you a little trap from the black side of the Queen's Gambit, and white will open up with the pawn to d4, and if you're playing black, you can play the pawn to d5. Now here white will offer up one pawn for gambit. Now if you have watched my earlier videos, you know what a gambit means in chess. Whenever you hear the word gambit in chess, that means somebody's offering up a free pawn to get some kind of strategic advantage, strategic or tactical advantage. So here, if black captures the pawn, it's called the Queen's Gambit accepted. But if black declines the gambit, then he might not capture the pawn and he will just play his pawn to e6. So this is called the Queen's Gambit declined. So what's going on over here so far? So white is attacking the d5 pawn once, but black is saving the d5 pawn twice, one with the pawn, one with the queen. All right, so here white will continue with knight to c3, developing a knight. Now there are two attackers, okay, on the d5 pawn, one and two attackers, but black at this point has two defenders. So there's a lot of tension building up on the d5 square, but right now it's all balanced. So here white may continue with actually it's black's turn. So black, you can continue with knight development to f6. So you can develop your knight to f6, and white will develop his bishop to the g5, and he will pin the knight. Okay, so now why will white play this kind of move and pinning the knight? Because white wants to take away one defender of the pawn. Remember, both the sides are fighting for center control. That's one of the most important opening principles in chess, to fight for the center. So there's a lot of tension building up on d5. Two attackers, there were two defenders, right? Black added a third defender, but white is pinning the third defender. Now here, if you're playing black, you can shock and surprise your opponent by playing knight b to d7. Okay, so now what's going on? So there were two attackers on the d5 pawn, and black had three defenders up till this point. One the pawn, one the queen, and indirectly the knight is pinned for now, but let's just count that knight is also a defender for now of the pawn. But when black plays this kind of move, he's taking away one defender. Now queen is no longer defending, and technically the knight was pinned, so knight is also no longer defending. So both the queen and knight are not defending, so now there is only one defender to the d5 pawn. So it seems like white will get a little excited here and say, hey, I had two attackers, and black had two or three defenders, but now by playing the knight b to d7, black is taking away a couple of defenders. Now the pawn is only, the d5 square is only defended once. So that's the whole idea, and white may get excited and fall for your trick. So white will capture the pawn, thinking that he's going to win an extra pawn, because even if black recaptures, white will think that white can capture the pawn because knight is pinned. So that's the whole idea. So if you know that as a chess coach, I try to coach my students by giving them an analogy that all these pawns and pieces are like dollars. So what's the value of pawn? Pawn is $1, knight is $3, bishop is also $3, rook is $5, and the queen is $9, and king obviously is priceless. So with that said, let's do a little math and see who wins how much material in terms of dollars. So since the tension was building up on d5 square, white will capture the pawn. So white wins $1, black regains the dollar back. So position is equal for now. But here's where white will fall for the trap, thinking that the knight is pinned. He'll go ahead and capture one more dollar. So from black's perspective, black is -1 loss because he lost two pawns. Okay, But here you can go ahead and shock and surprise your opponent by capturing the knight. So over here white will be completely shocked and baffled why black is giving up a whole queen now. So let's continue to do the math. Okay, so white wins $1, black gets his $1 back, so it's balanced. Black is -1, but -1 plus 3, so black will be +2 right now, +2 at the cost of losing $9. So white will get a little too excited and capture the queen. So +2 minus 9 is -7. So black is at a loss of -7, but here's the trick that black always had in his back pocket. So he'll give a check, bishop to b4, and black will give a check to the white king. Now very shockingly, this diagonal is weak for white, and king cannot escape out of check. So the only possible way for white to get rid of the check is by giving up the queen. Now queen has to block the check, and that's where the whole trick was. So black was at a loss of -7, right? But -7 here, black can wait. Black doesn't have to capture the queen right away. The queen is not going anywhere because knight is protecting the bishop, and bishop has pinned the queen. So first black can capture the bishop. So -7 plus 3 is -4. So black is still at a loss of -4 at this point. Now here white can continue with either he can play the pawn to e3, or maybe he can develop the knight to f3, or maybe he can put his rook to the c1 square, or even the queen can capture the bishop. So these are some ways white can continue. So let's look at what happens if white continues with developing the knight to f3. Okay, so black is at -4 loss at this time. So if white develops the knight, then here black can just capture the queen. So -4 but +9 now. So black is +5 profit at this point. And then if the knight captures the black bishop, then +5 minus 3. So black comes out with a +2 profit when everything is said and done. Black comes out with $2 profit. So here if you count, black has 3 minor pieces and 2 major pieces. So 3 minor plus 2 major, and if you count white, white only has 2 major and 2 minor. So black won some material by applying this little trick and trap. So do try this little trick on your opponent in the Queen's Gambit declined line from the black side, and see if your opponent falls for this kind of trick. Okay, so once the tension is built up on the d5 and white pins your knight, white may think that he can win this pawn for free, but technically he can't. And if he tries to win one pawn for free, then he's going to be in the -2, and black will win this game easily. So I hope you like this little trap. Do try this on your opponent and see if it works by moving the knight b to d7. So hope you like this trap. Do like and subscribe to my YouTube channel Chess Melody for more chess and music related videos. So thanks for watching and have a great day.